All right, welcome to this review of this assignment. So this is just in case you missed the lesson or you just didn't get done, so you can review this. So the first part was taking these objects that were in the middle and putting them on either the conductor side or the insulator side. So remember, to drag, all you need to do is drag your pointer tool over each one. Once you see the four arrows, you're able to drag it. So I know a lot of you have the stuff right in the middle. You're going to have to drag it over. So when you tested those things on FOSS-Web, remember the paper clip, the metal spoon, the aluminum foil, the brass button, the metal frame glasses, and the nail all made that motor turn. So that's why they are conductors, because they conduct electricity and they let electricity flow through it. All these things were over here in the middle, then you would drag them over, because these are all insulators. When you put these in the circuit, the motor did not run, because electricity does not go through insulators. So you had the eraser, the pen cap, the magnetite, which is a rock, the granite rock, the cloth button, and cardboard. And I know some of you did extra objects too, and you did that kind of like cardboard wasn't there originally, and neither nail wasn't over here. So if you added extra things, great. If you didn't, don't worry about it. So if you need to, you can pause the video and then do this part of your slide. All right, so here's the second part. After looking at your data, what can you say that all the conductors have in common? So you're gonna have to kind of flip back and forth. So if you look at this slide, so let's see all the conductors, say paper clip, metal spoon, aluminum foil, brass button, and brass is like what like a saxophone or a trumpet are made out of, the instruments, kind of that yellowish, kind of goldish color. Metal frame glasses and a nail. So think to yourself, what do those things have in common? And over here, you've got things like an eraser, a pen cap, cloth, cardboard. So take a minute, pause the video. So all those things, hopefully you came up with that they are made out of metal, or they have some metal in it. So you don't have to write this exactly, but something like they are all, or let's add the word conductors here, all the conductors on my list are made of metal. And just about every metal, I believe, is a conductor. Another conductor of electricity that's not metal is water. I'm sure there's maybe some others, but I can't think of them right now. But just from your list, you can tell that these are all made of metal. Paper clip, metal spoon, aluminum foil, brass, metal frame glasses, and then of course the nail. You might think, wait, glasses has glass in it. Well, the electricity wouldn't go through the glass, it would just go through the frames, like kind of that outside part, the part that holds the glasses. All right, now the next question is going to be a longer response, maybe 3 or 4 sentences, but it says, why is it important to have conductors and insulators? So pause the video and think about, why do I need things that electricity can go through and things that electricity can't go through? So pause it and think about that. Okay, so some ideas that we came up with. I'm not going to write out the whole paragraph for you, but you can use these ideas. So one thing we came up with was that the opening sentence. So I'll kind of give you the opening sentence. So remember, you want to restate the question. It's important to have both conductors and insulators for, let's say, for several reasons, or if you're just going to do 2 reasons, for several reasons. And then you're going to talk about it. So think about one reason it's important to have conductors is if you didn't have conductors, you'd have no electronics would work, because the electricity couldn't go anywhere. So conductors are important because they let the electricity flow through them. Devices and other electronics wouldn't work without them. And actually there'd be really no electricity because there'd be nothing. So you have no lights, no cars, no what else? No computers, etc. You can add that without conductors. And then without insulators, think about that. Think about, okay, if there were no insulators, things to stop the electricity, it actually is, it helps your safety because insulators are important. Actually, let me change. I'll say why conductors are important. We'll say this. We'll change this to why insulators are important. Because think about if you were trying to hook up wires and stuff, if there was no insulator, if there was no rubber around that wire, your hand would get really hot. You might get burned. You might get electrocuted. If you were using devices that use electricity, if everything was metal, the electricity would be going through all the metal and burning up your hands or shocking you or electrocuting you. So we do need insulators so that you don't get burned and things don't get hot and things don't heat up. So insulators are important. They stop the flow of electricity and keep us safe. They prevent us from getting burned or shocked or electrocuted. Electrocuted. So you need to turn this into a paragraph now with a closing sentence like these are the reasons why. Well, first you do your opening sentence, which I gave you right here. So here's your opening sentence, which is in blue. But then you need to turn these other notes down here into a complete paragraph and then end with, have a closing sentence, something like, and this is why it's important to have both, or, some way to kind of wrap up your paragraph, and then you will have a good answer for number 2. Then you just go back to your previous page and then you hit the turn in button and you are good to go. If you have any questions, just play the video back and hopefully that will answer all your questions. All right, good luck with this.